guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at a very old computer. It's from 1999 and it is the IBM ThinkPad i-series. So found this reasonably priced off a local seller, and yeah, so we are using a new tripod here, but anyway, this is pretty cool. So yeah, here's the packaging. It's pretty simple, but definitely very nostalgic. As we all know, IBM used to make ThinkPads. IBM, basically Lenovo took over, and well, they partnered with IBM for a while, and then they took over, and Lenovo basically became like taking over the ThinkPad lineup. So ThinkPads are made by Lenovo, and yeah, they are pretty high-end computers. Always enjoyed IBM ThinkPads though. So when we first open this up, this is pretty much like brand new. We get a nice little sticker here. I can do anything. Integrated design, all-in-one design. It's a hard disk drive, and with the DVD-ROM drive and diskette drive, plus a high-speed modem. Intense multimedia. Bright 14-inch screen with matrix TFT display. DVD-ROM. Exciting digital movie playback. Altec Lansing sound guide speakers. I think I've heard of Altec for sure. Ingeniously flexible. Exclusive Ultra Bay FX lets you add an optional second battery or hard drive. Long life lithium ion battery. We'll see if that still works. And there's access to ThinkPad quickly with the Access ThinkPad button, which can accomplish most of your tasks. And it says this is a model 1721. So we have that, and then we have the charger. Now, we did a review back on the IBM ThinkPad T42. We did an unboxing, well, not an unboxing, but a kind of restoration, and there will be a part 2 to that eventually. But for now, yeah, this is your standard IBM charging cable. Put that to the side. We have the IBM as well, pretty heavy. And we have a door here, which is the RAM door, and it still has a screw, so must have just come off. Take a look at that. Let's put that aside, and we will open up the other contents in this box. So we got 2 more boxes. Let's open this one here. So as you can see, we have some more, from what it looks to be, paperwork. So have this little bubble wrap, and we have the modem card installation guide, so in case we ever have to reinstall that. But here's what it looks like. Basically instructions on how to use the installation, software, and basically that's what it looks like. So let's see if it's still in this box. It should be. It's advertising for Windows NT as well, and Windows 95. I believe 98 is installed on here. Let's flip this over so we can take a look at the back end of this. I believe this was to be mailed in for, let's see, to register the ThinkPad. So it's basically to register, you just send that in the mail. Imagine how, if I were to actually try and register this thing well over 20 years later. I mean, that'd be insane. Going on almost 30 soon. Disconnecting the cables and basically troubleshooting and stuff. So that's pretty neat. We'll set that off to the side as well. Oh, so it actually comes with its original mouse. That's pretty cool. The ball is missing, but we do have the original mouse and the end right there. Let's see, they would like to say this is complete. So here we have a phone cable, which is pretty neat, and you can wrap it up, I believe. You just pull it out and then you can just rewind it like this. That's pretty neat. Let's see. I hope there's the ball in here. There is the modem card, the PC card. Connect that to your modem. Let's see what kind of discs we got in here. We have some Dell installation discs, which should not be with this, but for an Optiplex. So, or at least if I ever get an Optiplex and need these. Okay, we got Norton Antivirus 2002, not really caring for Norton. We have more Dell Optiplex resource CDs, or driver CDs, and WordPerfect. I believe, if anything, WordPerfect might have come with this computer. Let's see what else we get in here. Okay, so this is the modem PC card. So this is basically what we would plug into the machine, which is still brand new. And we get, of course, the Ethernet cable. And I believe that is it. Yes, that is it for this box. So hopefully that ball is in the other. Obviously, I'll just put this back, as these will not be necessary to put back in this box. Put that in there and put that in there. Keep looking for that, and we will put the paperwork back in here as well. Okay, on to the next box. Put that off to the side. And this one feels heavier, so let's see what's in this one. And that pretty much completes the full ThinkPad box. Let's open this up. Okay, here we have the manual. And this is pretty cool, honestly, to see that it still has the manual. ThinkPad iSeries 1700 user's reference. Pretty cool here about the book. You guys can see what it really has in it. You guys can take a picture or screenshot, whatever you gotta do, pause it. Giving you information about all the different versions of Windows, if this computer is running different versions of Windows. It could even run all the way down to 3.1 or DOS, which is cool. It does Windows 95, NT, and 98. I'm curious to see if we are actually going to get, here's some pictures of, I'm curious to see if we're actually going to get any Windows installation discs. We'll find out shortly. But yeah, just pictures of the computer, how to uninstall different components, open the doors, stuff like that, what each thing is for. Just kind of gives you information about the expansion bays and different things about the keyboard and the disk drives and all that. So pretty cool to still see the book, the pamphlet. So okay, so we have Windows XP. This is just the book. It doesn't have the CD with it, but this is a book for Windows XP Professional. I think I have one of those. Here's another one for Windows XP Professional. Okay, well, XP wasn't installed with this. Yeah, so there is Windows 98, but here we have another user reference supplement here. Just more information about it. So let's see here. Okay, so we do have Windows 98 here, and it is inside this pamphlet. And of course, I'm not gonna display the product key, of course. You can find multiple ones on the internet if you really wanted to. I'm not feeling the disc in here, so there has to be another disc in there, I would think. Let's see what this is. So, ThinkPad iSeries 1700 setup guide. Basically how to set up the computer, and how to use it, really. Basically the features it has. You can see what it offers. It does have the internet speaker, internal speakers. We got system indicators, of course, the track point, which is famous for, it's basically the icon of ThinkPads. The track point buttons. This does not have the trackpad because this was before they started doing that. Modem connector, headphone jack, line jack, microphone jack, PC card slots, and eject buttons. We got the audio volume controls. Of course, we got the battery indicator, suspend indicator, and brightness controls. And we have a liquid, an LCD. So what else do we have? We have an external device connector, so more likely USB. And we have the parallel connector, hard disk drive. Of course, security keyhole, lock the computer up to a desk or something. Got your power jack, external monitor connector, USB. You've got the power switch, infrared port, and battery pack. So pretty cool. Comes here with the shipping checklist. So in case your ThinkPad was missing anything, you can make a request to submit for missing things in the box. And you get more information on how to hook up your computer to the internet and registering it. It's talking about Windows 98, which this computer shipped with, and just basically on how to set it up. So really cool. I was actually, like I said, amazed to find this as a local seller selling it. So we got that. We'll set that aside. See what else is in here. We have Dell monitor stuff for Dell monitors. Again, not part of this. Not sure why that's in here. So yeah, we have the guy, I guess, who originally put his name on this, on where this, I guess, belonged, I guess, to the person that had it before me. But yeah, he just put the model number and where the computer is located, and it says place of purchase, which is pretty cool. Comp USA. So that's pretty cool. Opening up here, you see the function keys and basically everything else. I should look up to see if Comp USA is still around, if it was just a local store, if what it was. Okay, so we have the IBM ThinkPad drivers, which we definitely will need. And we have Windows XP Professional, including Service Pack 1A, which is, again, for Dell. Nice to have another installation disk of Windows XP. Of course, the Norton user guide, just another product key for Windows 2000 Professional, which is surprising. So I don't know why these guys had put it in there, but user guide for the modem PC card slot. So back in the day, they put a basically guide for every single component in this computer. How to do this, how to do that. There's a manual for everything, and that completes this box. So yeah, I'm not sure where exactly the Windows 98 disk is, because I don't want to open this. I do not want to open this, but I mean, I'm just seeing the yellow card. I'm not seeing if there's an actual disk, because it's pretty flexible. I mean, it's not, I would be able to tell if there was a disk in there, and there's not. I've seen another guide like this. Where they have the CD in there, and I've seen another 98 copy that doesn't have one in there. So I'm guessing there's not one in here. Distribution with new PC only. Like I said, it gives the product key. Again, I'm not thinking there's a disc in here, but because I opened one with 95 and that had a disc, but this one doesn't. So I'm not entirely sure. I do have a 98 disc, so I'm not really too worried about that. I do have a Windows 98 genuine disc, so I'm not too worried. But as far as all the Windows XP stuff goes, yeah, we'll put all that with the Dell stuff. And we will put everything with the ThinkPad back in here. Okay, so now that we've done all that, let's put all that to the side. And we'll get our charger here. And we'll plug it in. Okay, so again, here is the other IBM ThinkPad that we have, the T42P. And as you can see, taking a side-by-side look at them. The I-Series is a lot thicker. Not by much, but I mean, it is significantly larger than the other one. So yeah, pretty cool though, not gonna lie. This one does only have the one pull tab lever. So set you guys back down for a minute. Let's see, opening this one up. We did a review back on this one a while back. Still needs some minor work done to it, but again, I'm gonna be doing a restoration video on that. Gonna plan on replacing the screen, keyboard, potentially the keyboard. It's not too bad, but if I want it near perfect condition, and we'll replace the motherboard in there for a new USB as one of them's broken. But other than that, that's really it for this computer. Putting that off to the side and focusing on the ThinkPad I-Series. I mean, overall, it is in pretty darn good shape. I mean, it's not too bad at all. It's pretty hefty. I had got a Windows 98 computer. It's a Sony Vaio. Unfortunately, I don't have a charger for it, and the charging port's kind of a little wonky, so I'm not sure if I'll ever be able to power it, but at least I have this for the meantime. This is even better than that, but we have our expansion slot here. I don't believe it's held in by any screws, so we should be able to just pull on it, but it's not coming out. We do have, of course, the RGB and, of course, the serial port for the mouse and all that. Back here, again, we have our RAM. Let's see what kind of RAM we have in here. So, RAM, let's see, I'm not seeing any. I think it's 64 megabytes of RAM and 128 megabytes of RAM. Okay. And what else do we have here? Just more information on how to open everything. Switches. So, looks like you have to take out this little screw here in order to open it, but there's really no need to. Disassemble if it was dirty, I would, but it's like new. Of course, we have our DVD drive and our floppy drive, and of course, headphone jacks. So pretty cool. And our, of course, Ethernet jack and PC card slot. So this will have two. You just pull out and open. And there we go. So I've noticed that this hinge on this side is a little bit loose, as it doesn't sound too good. So that will have to be taken a look at. But other than that, I mean, the keyboard is in pretty darn good shape considering, I mean, it's not too worn. It's pretty much like new. Very light use for this computer so far. Yeah, that hinge is bugging me. We're gonna have to tighten that. Okay, so let's just see if we can power this on. The little pointer nub, let's pull that off. The little pointer nub is definitely had the most use on there, but still there, still intact. So nice to see that. Can't really complain too much for being such an old computer, but let's open this up. We'll boot her up and see what's going on here. Okay, so we do get a amber battery lights, and it just turned green, so that's telling me that this battery more than likely is no longer good. But let's see if we can power this on first without any. Thing is, where do we even power it on? Because it's like a little lever here, probably for volume, but I think that is the audio switch. Where is the power button? Might be in the bottom or on the sides. Okay, so there's like a little power switch here. So okay, so obviously it's dead. Battery is not going to last after over 25 years. So okay, let's power this on and see what happens. There we go. Okay, we got life. We got the IBM screen. Honestly, for this being such an old laptop, I mean, they definitely packed a lot in there. They don't make laptops like they used to, with all the drives and ports like they used to. I mean, when you get a laptop these days, you could just tell it's more powerful. You have the ability to do a lot more. But okay, so what do we have here? Save to disk partition not found. Save to disk feature disabled. Create new partition. Well, let's see what happens when we do resume. If there's no operating, okay, it's starting Windows. Okay, so they put Windows 2000 Professional on here, which I'm kind of wondering why, because this was shipped with Windows 98. If we have to, we can probably just install Windows 98. Your disk need to be checked. See if we could just skip the disk check. Okay, had a stroke there for a minute. Seems like it's booting up. See if there is a password on here. Okay, is there... So there is no password on... Well, there is a password on here, but it's not... It doesn't give you any other options, really, so... all we're really going to be able to do at this point is reinstall Windows 98 on here. That makes sense why we saw Windows 2000 a boot screen with a thing with a paper with the product key. So unfortunately, don't have my 98 disk on me handy, so we will have to install a new fresh copy of Windows 98. I will try and just open this Windows 98 thing. I really don't want to, but I mean, maybe there's a disk in there. You never know. Doesn't hurt to check. I hate to open it, but let's see. Okay. Pull this little pamphlet out. So yeah, like I said, there is the for you if you want to register the product, your new Microsoft Windows 98, you want to register that. Pretty cool. Registration cards for all the different countries. Regardless, it's still pretty cool considering. Yeah, pretty much all the different locations, so pretty cool. Never been opened. Yeah, there is not a disc in here. There should have been one though. But this is just the pamphlet. Yeah, this is just the pamphlet for Windows 98. So that is a bummer. Oh look, it's easy, it's free, it's all new AOL 4.0. See inside. 100 free hours to explore your first month. Back when they used to give you hours, charged by the hour on the internet. That's crazy. Really cool to see all this. You know, back in the day, this was like, wow. You know, you had to, it's just like phone minutes, you know, you had to pay for a phone service, a phone call with minutes. So you have to pay for internet with, of course, hours as well. Unfortunately, we do not have any Windows 98 discs handy, so that is a shame. Unfortunately, we will not be able to really do much because I do not have any current Windows 2098 discs handy, but we will do a part 2 to this when we get this up and running with Windows 98. But main thing is it works. At least everything seems to work. It is a shame though it does not have the ball, which is basically making this mouse useless. But if I could find another mouse for it sometime, that would be great. But it is pretty cool though, you know, to have the mouse. But other than that, main thing is it works. I don't really see any discoloration to the screen. Windows 2000 obviously is a little better than 98, but yeah, other than that, we won't be able to do a whole lot with this. It'll give you options to restart and stand by. I don't think there's a way. If I can find a way to get into here without a password, that'd be great. But if not, we will end the video here. But anyway, taking a quick look back down memory lane. Pretty cool IBM ThinkPad still, nevertheless, for what it is. And yeah, I guess that will do it for this video. I greatly appreciate everybody who has joined in and made it to this part of the video. But yeah, we will see if we can get this up and running. If not, we will have to make a part 2 to this while installing Windows 98. At least I have a product key to go with it, but other than that, we will end the video here. So feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, be sure you're subscribed to see the next part 2 to this video, as well as part 2 to this ThinkPad here. But until then, take care. Bye.